she is, boys and girls. The first 392 in the area. All right, so here it is. We are out at St. Charles Jeep picking up the first 392 in the area that I have seen. Okay, so this is the brand new Wrangler Rubicon 392, 470 horsepower, 470 foot-pounds of torque, 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. This thing is going to do the quarter mile in 13.0. Now, you might ask, why do you need that kind of power in a Wrangler? And really the answer is you don't need it, but who the hell doesn't want it? This thing is a beast. Let's check out this exhaust sound here. Yeah, that's the stuff right there. All right, so stay tuned. I'm gonna get this thing home. We're gonna start modifying it, of course, right away, but also we'll do a complete walk around this evening and go over the whole truck with the way we ordered it and all the good stuff. So stay tuned. All right, so we got it home. We got the 392 here sitting next to the Mojito Jeep. And what I want to do is I want to do a little bit of a walk around, kind of show off and compare a stock JL Rubicon that is sitting on 35-inch tires right now. So it's stock lift, no lift, stock height other than the 35-inch tires, versus the Wrangler 392, which is on 33s, but has the lift that comes with the 392. So I'm gonna do a little bit of walk around, a little bit of a comparison, and then if you guys have any questions or anything that you would like to see me do a video on or kind of compare in the future, drop the comment below. And I'm thinking about maybe putting it up on the lift, see if we can see any differences underneath in comparison to the JL. So let me know if you've got anything you want to see about the 392. Put it in the comments. I will have more content coming soon, but for now, let's get to a walk around and a little bit of a comparison. First thing you can see right off the bat, like I said, the JL Wrangler, our Mojito Jeep, is on 35-inch tires. So you can see they're taller, should sit about an inch higher than the factory 33s. Now, the 392 Rubicon is supposed to have about a 2-inch lift. And I've been hearing people saying that it's actually only about an inch, but I don't believe that. I don't buy it, because you can see it's clearly sits about an inch higher than the Mojito Jeep with 35-inch tires. So that makes it about a 2-inch lift kit. A lot of people were saying they think maybe because the motor was weighing it down with the 2-inch lift that it wasn't actually sitting that much higher, but it clearly is. If you look fender to fender here, try to get it close up, you can see it's up about an inch. Just doing a walk around. Obviously the big difference, we don't have the cool lumped, well, we've got the Rubicon lumped hood, so basically we don't have the cool hood scoop like on the Mojave that came on the 392 Wrangler JLs here. So obviously, like they showed in all the footage, it's got the bronze accents, we got the bronze tow hooks. These will be off pretty quick here. We got the bronze on the Fox shocks, bronze on the logos, all the decals and everything have the bronze on the hood. Now, the one big thing we were surprised about is that the wheels aren't actually as bronze as we thought they were going to be. They're not quite as bronze as the logos and the decals and the shocks. So as we move further back, pretty much the back end of this is all stock JL, not much different. So you got the same rock rails. Everything this way back is pretty much the same other than the wheels. And then once you get around to the back, you've got the spare tires the same. You've got the gold hook on the back, and really from the back side, other than the gold accents, the only real giveaway is this dual exhaust and the exhaust note when you when it's on and you're actually driving it. So let's just take a look at comparing the two from the back side by side. You can see that the 392 sits just a little bit higher than the Wrangler on 35. So not a huge difference, but it is definitely an inch taller with 33s compared to 35s. Now moving to the inside, not a whole lot different in here. Overall looks pretty much the same, except that it does look like it's got I believe that's the granite color dash. You can see the flake in the paint and everything. So it's got painted dash panels, and I'm not sure if that's actually, if they're all going to be body colored or how they're going to come in other colors, but it definitely looks the same color. You can see we've got the Rubicon 392, and the stitching here is in the bronze to match the exterior accents. We've got it in the steering wheel as well, and what I didn't notice is the steering wheel actually has a, you know, it's got these bump outs. It's got a cooler, bigger, kind of heavier duty, I don't know, thicker feel, I guess, more of a sport steering wheel. You can kind of see there is a bump here, so it's got a little more shape and feel to it that feels a little richer than on the regular JL. And the one thing I totally forgot about when I was driving it is that this has the paddle shifts, the plus and the minus here to shift up and shift down, that the regular JL does not have. I did not even think about that. So definitely a cool feature. I'm gonna have to get this thing out on the road and drive it and see how these paddle shifters feel out on the road. But otherwise, the rest of the interior is pretty much standard. You got the stitching here on the shift boot, but all this is the same. It does have the off-road plus like our Gladiator has with the front and rear lockers. We did get the tow package with the auxiliary switches. Let me flip this around. So it does have the sound deadening headliner in here, which we do not have on any of our other Jeeps. So it'll be interesting to see if that makes much of a difference in the Chicago winters here, or even just driving down the road if it keeps the road noise down. So it'll be kind of nice to be able to compare. One other thing I just noticed that's really different from the Mojito Jeep is that it's got this big chunky box here for the rear view mirror that we don't have on either our JL or the Gladiator. And I'm not sure why that is, if it has something to do with the safety sensors or something like that, because we don't have any of the proximity sensors or any of that on our other Jeeps. So I'm wondering if that's why. So moving around to the back seat, it is 100% the same as our other Jeeps, other than the stitching again in the seats here, but no differences. It's got the cup holders here in the fold down armrest. All that's the same. Window switches, vents, all that stuff in the middle there. One thing I did notice though, moving around to the back right away, this was something that's interesting and I'm curious to dig into it and find out, but if you look back here, this is only deep here, and then it's really shallow here on this side, and I'm not sure why that is, because I looked up under there and it doesn't look much different as far as, like, I thought the exhaust maybe was intruding and that's why they had to bump it up, but I don't think that's going to be the case. So we'll find out on that. But here, just to show you in comparison, on our Jeep, the Mojito is, you know, you can see it's as deep, this deep all the way across. So I'm curious why that is, and once I get it up on the lift and start to really look underneath, we'll find out why. All right, so I'm about to fire it up and we'll get ready to take this on a kind of a maiden voyage, our first test drive on camera, just to give you my driving impressions. So far, I've actually really only driven it around the parking lot at the Jeep dealership. My dad went with me to pick it up and he actually drove it home for me, so he got to feel it, but I'm gonna give it a try. So let's fire this thing up. So hopefully the camera picks up the sound, because it does sound incredible. If it is picking up the sound, right now you can hear it is on the valve exhaust is open right now, so you can hear more of the Hemi sound. me open up the windows a little bit, see if we can pick up any of it here from the outside. And then if you can hear it on the camera here, I'm going to go ahead and close the valves. And you can see it gets much, much quieter. So what I'm going to do is I'll start driving here with the valve closed so we can hear how it is with it closed. And then I'll open it up so we can hear how much louder it gets when you actually open the valves. But what's nice is right off the bat, I can tell how tame the exhaust sounds. It's actually very comfortable, very quiet, very nice and drivable. And you know, even as I get on it a little bit, I'm not hearing much exhaust noise at all. But I do want to say I love the steering wheel, the beefiness of the grip of the feel, and the kind of the cutouts or the bump outs for the, you know, your thumb grips feel incredible, and it puts the paddle shifters right where they need to be for shifting. So I do like that feel right off the bat. Okay, so I'm about to pull out onto more of a main street here. Actually, I should close up the windows as I pull out and get up a little higher in speeds. I punched it a little bit there, and right away you can hear when the valves open up to let that exhaust note through of the V8 Hemi just growl. But otherwise it goes right back to being closed and nice and tame. So if I hit the button right here on the dash to open and close the valves, it leaves it open all the time and lets that rumble through of the 6.4 liter V8, which just sounds amazing. It really does. I can't believe this is a stock exhaust, and I can't believe I'm driving a Wrangler with a factory installed, factory warranted V8 392 that I can drive to the drag strip. It's going to do 4.5 seconds 0 to 60, and it's going to run the quarter mile in 13 seconds. It's crazy to me. I remember I had a 2000 Mustang GT that I could not get to crack into the 13s, and now I have a factory built Jeep Wrangler that's going to run 13.0 straight out of the box. So my initial driving impression of this 392 is that it's insane. It actually like wants to just spin the tires all the time when you launch it. It wants to pull the front end up and kind of squats the back end and, you know, do that dig and launch like a race car. It's I mean, just overall really well done. I cannot believe that Jeep took this long to give us this option. We've been asking for it for years. It works so well. It sounds amazing. So far, we've put about 20 miles on it so far, getting it back from the dealer. So it's currently sitting at 70 miles on the odometer, and it's all been street driving, back roads, you know, not highway. And we're sitting at 12.8 miles per gallon. I will keep you updated on that, because I know a lot of people, a lot of the haters in the groups and on the forums are saying it's not worth as much as Jeep is asking. I definitely think it was worth the extra money, but a lot of the complaints are that it's going to get terrible gas mileage. So we'll see what it actually does. Right now, like I said, sitting right at about 13 miles per gallon is pretty close to what I get in my Gladiator on 40s with 513 gears. Now, we do have plans to go to a bigger tire right off the bat. We're hopefully going to go with some Nittos. And give us your thoughts. How big should we go? Should we go, I mean, I don't think we're going to go 35s. There's no point. 35s fit on the JL Wrangler standard without the lift. So I feel like this definitely needs bigger than that. How big would you go? How big would you go with the tires? We're not planning on doing a lift right off the bat, but eventually we would like to. So, but for now we need to go somewhere that's gonna go with a tire that we can put on these stock wheels, because we do like these stock beadlock capable wheels. We want to go with a tire that's gonna bolt, you know, not bolt right on, but mount right on with no issue. and the stock lift and these stock wheels. So let us know what you think. Drop your comments below. And again, like I said earlier, let me know what other content do you want to see with this 392? Do you want us to, you know, like I said, I can put it on the lift, I can look over some things. Do you want to see the axles? Do you want to see any of the other parts or products? Anything? I've already started ordering some aftermarket parts for this thing, so we'll be throwing a slew of parts on there from some of our favorite brands that we've always worked with, and hopefully some new parts. So stay tuned. Tonight I'm going to start modifying this thing already, so stay tuned. Lots of videos coming. We still got more stuff for our JL, for the Mojito Jeep, the Neon Gladiator. Still plenty of content coming, so stay tuned. I almost forgot to show you guys the most important part though. I'm sure everybody wants to see the 392 motor. You can see it stamped right there on the cover. I'm surprised at how dirty this engine bay is. Like I said, we got it from the dealer with 50 miles. It sat at the Jeep where they build them at the plant for a couple of weeks since it was built, so I don't know if where they had them was real dusty and stuff, but it is definitely dirty here, and it's gonna need a quick wipe down just because it is brand new. Obviously we're gonna get it on the trails and it's gonna get dirty anyways, but just thought I'd show you. It's interesting, this whole big contraption here with these flaps for the intake. I forget exactly. Oh yeah, they call it the Jeep Hydro Guide intake system thing here, and it kind of feeds air down into the air box. But I gotta say, this hood is extremely heavy. I'm not a fan of the hood shocks on the Jeeps because I do like to be able to take the hood and fold it all the way back and give myself a lot more room to work, and actually more light when I'm in the garage working. But with how heavy this hood is, the hood shocks might actually be a viable option just because it is very heavy. I was shocked. And actually when I was closing it, it kind of slipped and kind of pinched my finger in there. It hurt pretty bad. So anyways, for the most part, you know, you still got the battery here where it always was. You got your fuse box here. We've got the auxiliary connection wires here, nice and easy to access. You can see it's definitely a lot tighter. You know, there's not as much room to work in here and things like that, but overall not too bad. I mean, it's tight, but it's not jam-packed. So I just thought I'd give you a glimpse of what the engine bay looks like. I can see that they did go to the bigger grill slots like on the Gladiators for better cooling and things like that. And you can see we've got the forward-facing trail cam there. Okay, so I think that's going to wrap things up for my Jeep JL Wrangler 392 Rubicon first drive update, you know, delivery update, whatever you want to call it. I hope I showed you enough of what you want to see right off the bat. We'll have a lot more content coming from all the Jeeps. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, comment below, and make sure you subscribe to our channel. Thanks again.